I found this Toon 3D, an AI that turns hand-drawn cartoon scenes into 3D models. If we input a few images from our favorite cartoons, this is what we get.
Family Guy.
The Simpsons.
Spirited Away.
Why is it impressive? The challenge here is that because a 3D object in the cartoon never actually exists, artists will have to imagine how it looks from different angles, and that drawing can be inaccurate. This is why the authors built Toon 3D. They want to correct these inconsistencies in 2D drawings and recover a plausible 3D structure. It gets us to experience cartoons from very new viewpoints. What do I think of the work? Well, first, let's talk about the good stuff. I think it's an interesting research effort. It could potentially aid the pre-production stage when artists make cartoons. Say an artist draws one single angle of a house or a car, and then wants the scene from a different angle. They can use Toon 3D for some reference point and draw on top of it. Before I share more about its limitations, let's first take a closer look at their research methods. Don't worry, I'll try to make it easy to understand. In general, here's how to reconstruct a 3D object. When we have a few photos of a real object from different angles, we can use NeRF or Gaussian splatting to put all the information together to get a 3D model. This requires 3D consistency, that is, the object needs to maintain its shape and color when the camera moves around. Unfortunately, 3D consistency is almost impossible for hand-drawn images. So, is there a way we can associate the parts in different frames to tell the AI that the 2 points or objects are actually the same thing? For this purpose, the authors developed a data labeling tool. Then, the authors built their algorithm on top of CoMap, a popular AI pipeline for 3D reconstruction. They claim the original CoMap fails to reconstruct cartoon scenes. If I remember correctly, CoMap performs well on 3D reconstruction for Sora videos. Those videos are generated by OpenAI's text-to-video model Sora and are not necessarily 3D consistent. Somehow, CoMap can still fix the inconsistency to some extent. I guess hand-drawn cartoons are just a lot harder to reconstruct. They deviate so much that existing methods can't fix them anymore. Therefore, the authors made modifications and have 3 stages for the new pipeline. Step 1. We use additional data labels to align the sparse points in 3D to estimate camera poses. Step 2. We adjust the RGB images and depth maps, trying to make a consistent, aligned point cloud. Step 3. We initialize a 3D Gaussian splatting representation from the cloud, creating an immersive visual experience. If you enjoyed the video so far and are interested in AI for video and 3D generation,
Please subscribe.
this research work has sparked a lot of discussions, including criticism. Many people feel the current results look quite poor, with lots of artifacts, noise, and geometric inconsistencies. One of them believes Gaussian splatting is simply the wrong tool, and that there were many things to improve, such as color correction. Some also wonder why we need 3D reconstruction for cartoons at all. They say artists stylize 3D scenes to emphasize things for aesthetic reasons. This is especially true for something surreal like SpongeBob. The artists are trying to make things look good, not realistic. And they aren't trying to make humans reconstruct a perfect 3D image, they're trying to evoke our 3D imaginations. I want to add that not just cartoons, shows and games also make things unrealistic for aesthetics. Here's a view from the top in the old Zelda game, but the capture somehow still shows their front face. What if precise 3D structures are needed for a cartoon? Remember that Toon 3D requires tons of manual labeling of corresponding components. With the same amount of effort, direct 3D modeling is likely easier and gives better results. In fact, there were many examples of 3D model vehicles in the 3D cartoons already. Some artists hate to draw cars from different angles, so they make 3D models and manage to convert them back to 2D images. Despite all the criticisms and limitations, overall, I think it's an interesting research piece. It shows the advancement of technology and future possibilities. That's why I want to share it with you. You may wonder then, what if AI improves in the future and creates better cartoons than humans? Here's a 360 video handmade by artists from the SpongeBob team. What if someday an AI can create 3D cartoon scenes like this? Honestly, I don't think AI will ever replace humans in making cartoons. It's not the intent of this research paper, and its results even serve as reassurance. From Toon 3D, we realize artistic expressions are so rich and subtle beyond a direct, precise 3D representation of the real world. I'm personally a fan of Mr. Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli. When somebody showed him a clip of AI-generated animation, he looked so upset. In his heart and that of many other passionate individuals, human creativity is the most precious thing that no machine can possess. Hope we'll find a way to make AI not to replace us, but to help us to fulfill our potential. Alright, thank you so much for watching and exploring with me. See you in the next one.